Welcome back to Rain, everybody. I think we've all been there, right? Standing in the produce aisle, like total hysteria. Those beautiful red peppers, and like one bin's got a green sticker and one doesn't. And the green ones are like twice the price. And it just kind of makes you wonder, is organic really worth it?
Yeah, it's a great question and one that I get asked all the time. It's tempting to just grab the organic, assuming it's the healthier or better for the planet.
For sure. I think there's this kind of like halo effect around organic. You see that label and you think, no nasty chemicals, super healthy food, maybe even supporting a small family farm.
There's that whole image of the idyllic countryside. And, to be fair, there are some potential benefits to organic farming, like reducing exposure to synthetic pesticides and fertilizers.
Okay. So let's talk about the pesticide thing for a second, because I think that's a big one for a lot of people. A lot of people worry about all those chemicals ending up on their plate.
I totally get it, and it's a valid concern. But honestly, the research shows that the risk from pesticide residues is really, really low, especially if you're washing your produce properly.
So just like a good scrub under the tap and we're good?
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, there are these things called maximum residue limits that are set by regulatory agencies like the EPA here in the US, and these limits ensure that the amount of pesticide residue remaining on produce is way, way below levels that would be harmful to human health.
So it's not just like the wild west of pesticide use out there?
No, 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 no. There are definitely regulations in place to protect consumers.
Okay, that makes me feel better, I gotta say.
Yeah, and even organic produce can have some pesticide residues because they're allowed to use certain naturally derived pesticides.
Oh, interesting. So it's not like a completely pesticide-free experience either way.
Exactly. Yeah. But the levels are generally very low in both cases.
Okay. All right. So we've tackled the pesticide question. What about the whole nutrition thing? Like, is there any actual evidence that organic food is more nutritious?
So there have been studies suggesting that organic produce might have higher levels of certain antioxidants. Like, for example, there was a study that showed organically grown berries tend to have more flavonoids.
Flavonoids, those are the good guys, right?
Yeah. They're linked to all sorts of health benefits like reducing inflammation and boosting heart health. But here's the catch. It's not a guarantee. It's not like every single organic fruit or vegetable is going to be a nutritional powerhouse.
Oh, I see.
And when you look at the overall vitamin and mineral content, the differences between organic and non-organic are often pretty small.
So it's not like I'm going to be deficient in vitamin C if I buy the regular bell pepper instead of the organic one, right?
Exactly. You're still getting those essential nutrients either way.
Okay, good to know.
Another thing to consider is the environmental impact,
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other can of worms.
right? It is. And, it's not always as clear cut as you might think.
So it's not like organic is always the winner when it comes to sustainability?
Not necessarily. So, organic farming does avoid those synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, but some of their practices, like tilling the soil, can actually lead to soil erosion and release carbon into the atmosphere.
So it's not all sunshine and roses.
And on the flip side, conventional farming can be really resource intensive and contribute to water pollution. So, both systems have their trade offs.
Okay, so it sounds like we need like a super nuanced approach here. It's not just black and white.
It's about understanding all the different factors.
Okay, so let's recap for a second. So it sounds like organic might offer a slight edge in certain antioxidants in some cases,
Potentially.
and it aligns with the idea of supporting eco-conscious farming practices.
Yeah.
But non-organic is often more affordable and accessible, and, still provides comparable nutrition.
Yeah, and let's not forget that washing produce thoroughly is key regardless of whether it's organic or not.
Yes, good point, good point. So it really comes down to personal choice.
There's no one size fits all answer.
Okay, so I think the big takeaway here is do your research. Figure out what matters most to you. Is it supporting local farms? Is it minimizing pesticide exposure? Is it sticking to a budget? And then make an informed decision.
Exactly.
Love it. All right. So, listeners, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this whole organic versus non organic debate?
Yeah. What factors are most important to you when you're making those choices at the grocery store?
Are there certain foods where you always go organic? Let us know. Hit us up on social media using hashtag #NutraRain.
Yeah, we want to keep this conversation going.
Thanks for joining us today.
It's been fun.
We'll catch you next time on #NutraRain. See ya.
Bye.